calling all Disney park lovers. You hear? Okay, good. Because now I'm going to have to ask you to pick between your two children. Of course, I'm talking about Magic Kingdom or Epcot. You can only choose one. Nostalgia or festivals, quickly paced or a leisurely day. We asked our readers, which is a mostly unanswerable question. Where would you rather spend a day? Magic Kingdom or Epcot?
All right, for today's episode, we are going to talk about something a little controversial. I'm going to put the pressure on everybody today because I'm going to make you choose. I'm going to make you choose between two parks. You can only pick one. Okay? So you got to think about this. Which is better? Where would you rather spend a day? Magic Kingdom or Epcot?
God, that's a horrible question.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
You do that?
Well,
I just want to have a little fun today. So
I'll go first. I have my gut feeling already, and I'm going to go with my gut, and I'll probably regret it. But I'm going to say Magic Kingdom. To me, Magic Kingdom is like the OG Disney park. Like if I'm coming as a guest, and in the past before I moved here, if I came for one day, there was one park I had to go to, and it was always Magic Kingdom. It opened in 1971. It's still going strong. We just finished the 50th anniversary celebration, and I know that other people agree with me. Todd M said, ooh, this is a tough one. He loves Epcot, but ultimately, he's going to have to go with the OG, which is Magic Kingdom. Because Magic Kingdom is the OG, it tends to have more of your old school attractions. There's lots of nostalgia there. When I think of Disney World, my first thought is Magic Kingdom. It's not necessarily any of the other parks. All of the other rides like Small World, Carousel of Progress, Space Mountain, like that's what I think of when I think of Disney World. You know, in your classic like dark ride attractions, there's Peter Pan, there's Winnie the Pooh. All of these things are family friendly, and it just screams like Disney World to me. Like when I'm telling someone about Disney, I can almost guarantee that I'm probably talking about Magic Kingdom. As Walt said, he wanted to create a family friendly park for both kids and adults to enjoy together, and I think that Magic Kingdom is the epitome of what he wanted Disney to be and what he intended for it to be.
Disneyland was first. No, okay.
I was a Disneylandist, so I can't get off on a tangent because I'm a Disneyland girl through and through. After Quincy and I went, I honestly am probably going to go on my honeymoon. Like, I love Disneyland. But if I'm having to pick here in Orlando, I'm going to have to say Walt Disney World. You know, it's Magic Kingdom. That is what you think of when you think of Disney. Storytelling also is like a huge part of Magic Kingdom. All of the lands are unique. They tell their own stories from different films. Like, it's not always the case that way in Epcot. Epcot is special. I'm sure RJ's going to get into it. But Disney, like, Magic Kingdom just feels like you're stepping into a story. Like, it makes you feel the fantasy. Even if you're an adult and you don't believe in all the Disney magic and like that's not your thing, you cannot deny that you're basically stepping in to fantasy. I mean, it's classic. There's fireworks, happily ever after's there. Actually, I'm done. That's my whole argument. Happily ever
That's a good
after's there.
point.
You may have one spot alone.
Yeah,
That is a
I don't
good
even have
point.
to say anything else. But I will say one more thing because Felicia Kay also had a good argument. She said she's going to be a first timer this year, and for some reason, she just feels like it is important to make sure they hit Magic Kingdom before any of the other parks. And honestly, that nails it. That line right there for me, Felicia, this makes so much sense. Like, Magic Kingdom, that's the advice we give to people too. Like, if you can't go anywhere, but you want to say you went to Disney, you need to go to Magic Kingdom. If you've never been to Disney World before, it's like the welcome home experience. It's what, when you're growing up and you dream about going to Disney, that's what you think of. That's what you dream of. Like, the castle, fireworks, characters, everything. My first time in Magic Kingdom, like, I'll never forget my parents taking me to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and me having ice cream on Main Street with my family, and like my brother getting a custom shirt. This is so weird, but my brother making a custom shirt of all of the classic Disney characters, but as like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, they're all dressed and it said like his name across the bottom. Like, I have all of these memories and they're all from Magic Kingdom. And that just, I mean, it makes sense to me. Like, if I'm going to tell anybody to go to Disney World and they only get one day and I'm going to tell them where to go, I'm going to have to say Magic Kingdom. And I just don't think I can debate that. I thought I started off not being sure, and now I've convinced myself. I'm 100% it's Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
Emma, like, why aren't you an attorney? Because that was Listen, counselor, that was a pretty good argument, and I'm rooting for Epcot. But like, I mean, you're not wrong in the sense that Magic Kingdom is the Disney World park, right? It's got the castle, you know, it's got the aesthetics, you know, it's the most featured park in all of their ads, right? Even, you know, going back to the 90s, you see the little boy, I'm so excited, I can't sleep. And Magic Kingdom is, in essence, Disney World, right? When you think Disney World, you just see that image of Cinderella's castle in your mind, and you're like, oh, Disney World. So you're not wrong.
I agree with you. If anybody says I'm going to Disney World, they just assume you're going to Magic Kingdom because they think it's one and the same. So
yeah,
I'm with you on RJ. Is that where you want? If you have 4 parks and we're talking about 2 of them today, do you want everybody to think that like Disney World's just Magic Kingdom? I don't think so. I mean, I love it. I mean, my favorite ride of all time is there. Well, it is getting changed now. So my number 2, which is now going to be my favorite ride, is the Haunted Mansion. And I think that ride across all parks in general is one of the most popular. It is my favorite. However, for me, like I can't wait to hear what RJ's, you know, kind of combative argument is on this, because I'm one of the ones that are kind of torn. So I'm gonna give you guys both the show, because I love me some Haunted Mansion. I love me some Casey's Corn Dog Nuggies. You know, I love. If you would have said Spectral Magic earlier, you know, if they bring that back, then maybe you would have me, you know. But and you're talking about shirts being made in Bippity Boppity Boutique. I think of, you know, being the older guy here hanging out. I remember as a kid, not really being there as a kid, but always having my original Mickey ears, you know, with that goldish yellow, you know, cursive hand writing my name, being on my first set of Mickey ears that traveled, you know, all the way through college with me, even though they were beat down and thrown to like 20 different boxes, but I still have them. You know, I got this, you know, vintage Mickey Mouse piggy bank that I have that all came from Magic Kingdom, but I've gotten older too since then. So I want to hear RJ's argument here on Epcot. I'm just saying.
I'm honestly nervous because I know RJ's passionate about this.
Listen. I think the only person who could probably match my passion for Epcot is Breedlove, because there is just something so I don't even know if Epcot is magical per se, but it is definitely vibes. You know what I mean when I say that? Epcot is just all the vibes. And listen, I don't mean to be controversial, but we all know that Epcot, which of course stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, was like Disneyland, Walt's dream for a park, right? Can we really say that about Magic Kingdom? Or was that something that his brother did? Is that something that his brother did? And we love Roy. Roy, we love you. Don't get it twisted. But I mean, this was kind of like Walt's dream, right? Like, you know, of course, it opened. Epcot was the second gate to open in Walt Disney World in 1982. And you know, Walt Disney had a plan for this futuristic community that people can really live in, a utopia. However, after his passing, things changed a bit. But the Walt Disney Company decided to follow through with Epcot in a new way to make this Disney World second part. And Lacey Elk completely agrees with me. She says, Epcot, give me food, a leisurely stroll around through the pavilions of World Showcase, the smell of Soarin'. Listen, and I'm with you, Lacey. There's just something so vibey about being able to, you know, you walk in those gates, you see that big, beautiful spaceship Earth. You know, it's got the kind of nostalgia of the old Epcot with the new up-and-coming glam of Epcot. It's a mixture of, you know, Future World and the seas and the land pavilion. And I mean, World Showcase, I can speak on World Showcase all day, right? But it also, you know, makes you feel like you can kind of go at a slower pace when you're at Epcot. When you go to Magic Kingdom, you feel like you've got to just go, right? Run the Tron, run a Space Mountain, do all the big mountains first, and then you got to go get on these other rides, and make sure you eat the, little corn nuggets with the cheese, and it feels so like pressured, like to take in all the magic. Epcot is more of a slower experience. Slower doesn't mean bad in any way. It just means that you're probably able to accomplish everything you want without running around like an insane person. However, we're seeing quite the overhaul towards the front of the park. What used to be known as Future World is now being turned into 3 different sections: World Celebration, Nature, and Discovery. And I don't know about you guys, but I am super excited about all of the new things that are coming. Are you guys excited about some of the new? I personally cannot wait to see Moana, The Way of Water. What about y'all?
Oh, yes.
I don't want to agree with you here, but it's one of the things I'm looking forward to most in my personal life. Just getting to walk around and see the giant Tafiti.
Moana has quickly become my favorite, if not tied with my favorite Disney movie of all time. As a grown man, I can be so angry and mad at the world or anyone or anything, and it doesn't. I'm fuming, seeing red. You can put on How Far I'll Go, and I am completely zen. It is one of my favorite songs. I make fun of me all you want out there. I want to hear about it, but I don't ask all my friends. Like they all make fun of me. They cheeseball me. It can be the original version. It can be the pop punk version of the song. It doesn't matter. Like I'll play it on a jukebox in the middle of the ale house during Sunday football. I don't care. Like I love that song, and I mean, listen, Emperor's New Groove is my jam, but like, dude, Moana is like, when they said they announced all that stuff, and I was at D23 and got to see some of this stuff, and they were talking about it. It was like super stoked and super excited for it, and like, man, I love it. I'm so excited. That's kind of pushing me a little more towards that Epcot range a little bit because just of Moana.
It's like Moana is relatively new, of course, to the Disney brand, but it's still such a classic. It's like a new classic, right? And, with the new film that's coming out, and, I just feel like it's going to be an aesthetically pleasing draw to this park, right? Epcot's been going through this incredible transformation. I mean, even if you want to talk about like thrills, yes, I know Magic Kingdom just got Tron, and we love that for her. We love that for you, Magic Kingdom. However, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I mean,
Yeah.
Do I even need to say anything else?
No.
It's pretty epic, you guys. I mean, that attraction is one of the first of its kind. It's a rotating coaster that shoots you backward. There are projections. It is insane. It is so cool, and it's nice to see Marvel coming into the Disney World parks, unlike here in Disneyland where, Marvel's just kind of everywhere. But we won't go there.
Listen, that's not our fault, okay?
No,
There's a
so
contract. We can't go against the contract.
That's right. Hollywood.
That's true.
Keep it all over there.
Listen, Renee R agrees. They say Epcot has always been my favorite. I love going around the world. And that is so true. Like the World Showcase to me is like its own park within Epcot, right? Because you can literally visit 11 different countries and fully immerse yourself in the culture, in the food, in the beverages. I mean, come on, y'all. Drinking around the world. It is a huge thing, a huge draw for, adults who are just looking to do something, enjoy themselves, enjoy their lives. I mean, think about it this way. A lot of times, we work really hard going into the parks, getting footage, doing all of that. When you want to just kind of vibe out, where do you go? But you want that little touch of Disney? Where do you go? You go to World Showcase. And there are also some fan favorite attractions like the Grand Fiesta Tour, Frozen, which is probably one of my favorite attractions ever. Frozen Ever After on Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So, I mean, yes, you have pirates, It's a Small World, but the attractions I just mentioned are pushing the boundaries of technology and really bringing Epcot into her next phase. I mean, for me though, I'm cool with just hanging out in Paris and getting, pastries. Like that's my jam. I love Paris. My grandmother, my late grandmother used to get her perfume from the the perfume shop in Paris. And every time I walk over there, it's like I can feel her presence because I smell that perfume, and immediately it's like she's giving me a hug. So I
cool.
love the the Paris Pavilion. Do you guys have a favorite country, and why?
I do love the France Pavilion. I'm over there quite a bit. I could eat the lobster bisque soup out of the bread bowl probably every day of my life if I had to. So I do, and I also think it's the prettiest. Like, there are some beautiful pavilions. Morocco really puts up a good fight. But especially with the whole Ratatouille expansion that they just added a few years ago, I think France is definitely my favorite. It's just vibey, like you said.
Our friend Kathy J says, depends on if there's an Epcot festival. Flower and Garden is beautiful. And we didn't even go there yet, you guys. Y'all already know. Epcot is known for their incredible festivals that happen year round, right? We've got Festival of the Arts, Festival of the Holidays, Food and Wine Festival, and Flower and Garden. And each of these festivals bring a whole new experience to the parks, right? There's limited time shows and, fun little adventures that you can do to find Figment, or, find little paintings and, the food. I mean, these chefs are pushing the boundaries with incredible food, artful food, pretty food, Instagrammable food. Like, it's just such a vibe, My favorite festival has always been the Festival of the Holidays, and that's only because I'm a holiday person. Listen, I love learning about the holidays. I love going to Epcot and seeing the different Santa Clauses and the different traditions around the world, and learning about Hanukkah. And I just think it's such a wonderful time and moment that really brings us all together. So I don't know. Do you guys have a favorite festival?
Ooh, Festival of the Arts is probably my favorite. I think they recently have had better food and drinks than Food and Wine, in my opinion. So I enjoy that. I enjoy the aesthetics of it, and the time of year is so much better for weather because it is just so hot and sweaty and brutal now that they moved, Food and Wine up so early. When you want to get there and see all different phases of it, it can be a little brutal in the body. But no, I think Festival of Arts, I think a lot of the stuff they bring out and how they really showcase a lot of what Disney's done over the years, of these artists that really just have all these really cool versions of what they see the characters to be and how they draw them. But then you get, people that have, been in the movies, that have helped voice the movies, and you have all the musical people there. I think that's really cool. I mean, that's pretty exciting. So I think Festival of the Arts is probably my favorite.
I will piggyback off of that and say that Festival of the Arts is also my favorite. I love just walking around and looking at all of the paintings and the artists that come in and set up their little booths. One day I'll buy a nice, expensive painting. Haven't been able to do that yet, but maybe at the next festival I can buy something. But I do love it. Also, for anyone who's interested, we always are there on opening day of every single festival, trying all the food, showing you all of the experiences. So anytime a new festival comes out, be sure and check out our latest video. The most recent festival was Flower and Garden. That video is up on our channel now. So just always stay tuned.
For me, I always think it's like, when somebody asks the question, my answer changes every time, because when a new festival starts, I'm like, this is my favorite. And then another festival will start and I'm like, this is my favorite. For every festival except for Food and Wine. I know that Food and Wine isn't my favorite, but the others, they could duke it out every single season.
No, for the argument of Magic Kingdom versus Epcot, in the sense we're talking about festivals, the Magic Kingdom lovers could really just love Festival of the Arts also with me and Fry, because when you get people like Paige O'Hara and Jodie Benson showing up, you get those classic, Beauty and the Beast, and Little Mermaid, and they're there in person and you get to meet them. And it's not like going to a convention and have to wait in line. You get to see them as you're walking by, actually get to talk to them for a minute. I mean, my wife literally broke down in tears for a good 10 minutes when she first met Paige O'Hara, and literally was one of the best moments of her life, because growing up, she was a Magic Kingdom kid and she got to see things and do stuff with Belle. And then now, yes, France has Belle, but not like the Festival of the Arts where you actually get to meet the person that was there and did everything. And the same thing for the, Little Mermaid lovers, when you get Jodie there and I think Jodie's been on stage a few times there during the festival, if I'm not mistaken, and then she's been on the park. So like it's pretty exciting, I think, to see those things too. When a festival can bring that kind of stuff to it, than just here's some food and drinks and some paintings and such.
Just to argue for pro Magic Kingdom, you have to be there at certain times of the year, though. Magic Kingdom is always Magic Kingdom. And if you're wanting to go to a certain festival, you might have to really adjust your plans or save up for the next year because it might be too soon. Like, festivals are amazing and fun, and they're the heart of Epcot, and I love them. But sometimes it's hard to get to your favorite festival, especially for ones like Festival of the Holidays that are so short. You might not be able to go, especially if it comes up on you fast. So
that's a very good point. Like for me personally, when I am out in Disney World, I like try to make sure that there is a festival taking place. You know, I've never really gone on like, you know, the 2 to 3 weeks where there's like no festival. Actually, that's a question for you guys. What is it like? What is Epcot like when there's not a festival going on?
It's dead, in my opinion, and I never know what to eat, which is ironic because I feel like Epcot's like known for their food, and then all of a sudden a festival's not there, and it's like, okay, I guess I'll have the fish and chips again. Like, what else do I eat here other than festival food?
But that's okay, because they're amazing.
Oh, no, it's a wonderful fish and chips option. But,
I think it's perfectly
that's
quiet.
what I always think.
I love it because it's perfectly quiet. There's still margarita. Going to La Cava when there's no festival going on is like going to Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning, where you can walk in, grab your stuff, and you can get out, and you don't have to worry about seeing or talking or doing anything to anybody, and you're in and out. Because going to La Cava during a festival, you're in line for 45 minutes sometimes for that very amazing best avocado margarita of all time. But when it's a 2-3 week dead period, you get to walk right in. You might be able to do the flight, eat some, grasshoppers and or crickets, little ant rims, and your margaritas that bounce out, not to worry about nothing. I love going to Epcot when it's kind of dead like that too. It's kind of my jam. Canada, Labatt Blue Light, start the day off and rock and roll. I'm a Canada guy. All the haters, let me know.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So I mean, for me to kind of sum it all up, you've got the nostalgia aspect, but Spaceship Earth is the most beautiful icon, in my opinion, right now in the parks. I mean, the way that it glistens and it glows and it changes with the little mini shows. I mean, it's been Mike Wazowski before. I don't know. It's the projections are gorgeous. So I'd have to say that although you think of Magic Kingdom when you think of Disney World, because you've been conditioned, adjust your thinking. You can have a fun, very entertaining, very educational, chill, vibey, relaxing day at Epcot.
We did talk about Breedlove earlier, but for Ray J not to say that one of the best things about Epcot is Figment, he might come after you a little bit because
oh my gosh,
he is
how
a
did I
Figment
forget
lover,
Figment?
And I'm just throwing that out there just so he doesn't come back.
Listen, oh my gosh, I am tripping. I'm literally looking at a Figment Funko Pop right in front of me as we speak. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, this is like an off day for me.
Apologize to him.
Figment, listen, you already know. You are my boy, okay? Let's journey into imagination together forever. And there's about to be a meet and greet. You're coming back. Listen, I am obsessed with Figment because it's the nostalgia, right? It's a nostalgia that they're bringing back front forth to, this generation. So thank you for the call out, Dustin. I am ashamed
for
and
someone
embarrassed.
Who's so obsessed, well, you should be.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed, but I appreciate you adding to the argument on why Epcot is that girl.
Well, I can't decide. I'm in between. I don't know if I can. I might have to break the rules and not pick one or the other. It's tough. I'm just saying. It's almost one of those things like you've got two perfect things to do when you wake up in the morning, and either way you go, you're not going to go wrong, and that's how I feel. And it's what's your mood of your day or what you want to do. And like Michael D said, it's a tough one since Magic Kingdom has the classic attractions, like Emma said, but Epcot has a more casual and leisurely place like RJ said, but both are magical in their own ways, you know. And I think that what we always like to do is let everybody know you gotta go with your gut, you know, when you do things. You know, if you have the go days and you're okay with going, then do that. But if you want to be chill, then go with Epcot. Tommy C is like, and this is I think the telling thing. I'm with Tommy on this, is that if you got kids, it's most likely Magic Kingdom. But for the Disney adults and you're with just your significant other, you go to Epcot. I mean, that's where you go, because Epcot's got that adult-centric atmosphere. I mean, listen, as DFB Dustin, I strive for the food and I love being out there, and then I really strive for the drinks. And that is like one of my favorite things, is to be able to go have the good pairings in festival season and not festival season. You still have those options there. And I think that for the adults, not have to worry about a bunch of kids running around. There's still going to be kids for sure. But if you'd want to go to a park and still feel the magic of Disney as a whole, you can go to Epcot and you still get that. You still get that as you travel country to country to country within minutes of each other. Or like you said, going and soaring and being able to do all these really cool things, or traveling to outer space, you know, and hanging out with Rocket Raccoon. You know, it's a great thing to do a bunch of these things in an adult atmosphere and not to worry about being judged, where if you're at Magic Kingdom and you're acting like more of an adult than you are a kid, you might get the slant eye. So I think that I'm with him on that side. But man, if I'm with my nieces and my friends and their kids, I want to be at Magic Kingdom, because I want to see those faces light up when they get to see, you know, Mickey Mouse for the first time in Magic Kingdom, or see Cinderella in front of Cinderella's castle, or going to Tomorrowland and having a dance party with Buzz Lightyear. You know, those things to me, like, it's really where your head is and who you're with, because that really, I think, to me, makes the decision. The holidays in Magic Kingdom are killer. I mean, personally, there's no better party than Mickey's Not So Scary, because that is my jam. You know what I mean? So as much as Emma loves Magic Kingdom and RJ and Breedlove love Epcot, I can't pick between two kids. You know what I mean? It just depends on the day. So that's where I'm at.
I'll give you that. I've changed my mind. I think Dustin changed my mind again. I'll go with Dustin. You nailed it.
I think you did, Dustin. I completely agree with you. You know, it's comparing apples to oranges, right? You can like them both. We can live in a world where we want to go hug Mickey on Main Street and then want to go soaring, you know, over the world. So I love that. I love that.
All right. Very good points were made today by everyone involved. And so I'm going to do a final speed round, okay? Instant reaction. Pick one, Magic Kingdom or Epcot. Emma.
Magic.
RJ.
Epcot.
Dustin.
Epcot Kingdom. Magic
Okay.
Oh, I like Magic.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Wow.
And honestly, I love them both, but I think I would pick Magic Kingdom.
Woo!
I think Emma convinced me. But overall, Disney World, that's why Disney World is great for everyone, because there is something for everyone. If you're more into fantasy and the storytelling and the entertainment, you've got Magic Kingdom. If you're more into the food, you've got Epcot and the World Showcase. And we didn't even talk about the two other parks today that, you know, I'm a Studios gal forever and ever. So there's something for everyone at Disney World. That's what makes it an amazing vacation destination. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And now go watch our episode on a Disney cruise versus Disney World. We'll see you there.
Ooh.